fresh air, a short trip somewhere, like to the Baltic coast. It's something I've been missing these past months, just like many of us. The coronavirus pandemic has disrupted travel worldwide. My first trip after the easing of restrictions in Germany took me to Warnemünde, in the state of Mecklenburg-Western Pomerania. Here from the lighthouse, you can get a good view of the Baltic resort. Traveling in coronavirus times. How does that look like with all the social distancing and hygiene rules? It's summer in Germany, so it's high season, and that means it can get really crowded on the beach, in restaurants, in hotels. And I would like to know how those people in charge and the tourists are dealing with this situation here in Warnemünde. Holiday makers are back here in Warnemünde and the Baltic coast. And of course, I'm curious to find out more about what's brought them here. Where are you from?
From Cologne.
What brought you here?
The Baltic Sea coast is the nicest coast we know. We've been coming here for years.
And do you still get that holiday feeling despite the coronavirus pandemic?
Absolutely. Restrictions like putting on a mask in stores aren't a big deal. Apart from that, there aren't many restrictions. We go biking, swimming, and jogging. So for us, it absolutely feels like a holiday.
It's good to get out again after the long lockdown.
You do notice a few restrictions, but by and large, when you're outdoors, you don't notice it at all.
Do you comply with social distancing and hygiene rules?
Yeah, but not between the two of us.
Give me a kiss.
Great, have a lovely holiday. Time to pay a visit to the beach. And I'll rent a beach chair. It will protect me from the wind and help with social distancing. Hello, I'd like to rent a beach chair.
Hello and welcome. No problem.
What do I need to do?
Nothing. We send 2 people along who will make sure the beach chair is disinfected. All you need to do is sit down, relax, and have a nice time.
Prima. Is this your best beach chair?
I don't know about that. I'd say it's a very good beach chair. Many are newer, but this is the one that's free right now. That's how it works.
So it has to be disinfected first?
Yes, we have to, unless the chair only goes out once a day. Then it has 24 hours to air out. But if it goes out several times a day, this is what we do.
So if it hasn't aired out, Matthias takes care of it.
Then Dr. Matthias gets it nice and clean.
Thanks, Matthias. Beach chairs like this have been a fixture by the Baltic and the North Sea since the 19th century. They're especially popular in Germany. Now all that's missing is a quick dip in the water. I have to admit, diving into this chilly water, it is just 17 degrees Celsius, is a bit daunting at first, but once you're in and swimming, it's wonderful. It's clear that the tourists are back despite the coronavirus, but how are the people who live here faring? I'm off to meet Manuel Brumme, who works here as a lifeguard. What do you need to be a lifeguard?
You have to be athletic, a team player, know how to swim, and like the beach. That's it.
What did the coronavirus mean for you as a lifeguard?
At the start of the season, we introduced various safety measures and restrictions. We have protective equipment for the lifeguards. For the swimmers who need first aid, we have masks and so forth. We hand over the Band-Aids rather than sticking them on ourselves. But overall, we haven't had all that many COVID cases in this part of Germany. And there aren't all that many restrictions. You can see that at the beach.
What about an emergency, if you have to do mouth-to-mouth resuscitation?
We're lucky because we have manual resuscitators. We're trained to use these handheld masks with self-inflating bags, which require no direct physical contact.
So what do you like about the Baltic?
The view, the waves, it's always different in every kind of weather. You never tire of it. The sun's really nice this year, so don't forget your sunscreen. The air's also a bit clearer this year, so the view is really nice.
All right, thank you, Manuel. My next stop is a tour of the harbor. On board the Captain Brass, we first pass along the Alter Strom, the stretch of water that extends from the fishing port of Warnemünde to the Rostock harbor. The Warnemünde seaside resort is actually a district of the city of Rostock. In Rostock harbor, we're greeted by the cruise ship terminal. Normally, it's busy. Some 200 cruise ships dock here every year. The Rostock shipyards, where cruise ships are built, are also unusually quiet. It's still not clear how and when things will start back up again. An hour later, we're on our way back to Warnemünde. Tourism has a long tradition here. The first hotels for tourists opened in the early 19th century. As I stroll along the promenade on this nice summer day, it looks like things are back to normal, the way they were before the coronavirus crisis. Mr. Fromm, as the tourism director, you're probably happy to see how packed it is here.
We're very happy. Since the 25th of May, we've been able to welcome visitors again from across Germany. And there's nothing nicer, especially compared to the weeks before that. Now we can go back to doing what we're best at, providing hospitality.
There are lots of tourists, but the cruise ships aren't here. Do you notice they are missing?
Yes, we're missing the cruise ships. Normally we have close to 200 docking here, which bring an international crowd to Rostock and Warnemünde. And this international element is missing. That's a shame because it adds to the flair. And the cruise ships are important to our economy.
What are your hopes for Rostock-Warnemünde in the coming months?
First, we hope that we'll get through the summer well with the preparations we've taken, and that our vacationers enjoy themselves, and that the locals can see us practicing safe tourism, so that we can come through this situation stronger than ever. And of course, we hope that we won't have to shut down our hotels, restaurants, and businesses for 2.5 months again. That would be a shame and a disaster. We're a holiday destination, and we want to be able to provide that for our guests.
Thank you, and all the best. Everything's pretty relaxed here in Warnemünde. The tourists are happy they can travel again and enjoy the Baltic, and so are the people who make their living from tourism. That's apparent the next morning too. At the Dock Inn, a hotel made of shipping containers that's won an award for its design concept, they've adapted to the new hygiene rules. Instead of self-service at the buffet, you check off what you want on a list. And your breakfast is brought to your table.
For many German tourists, a trip to the Baltic Sea, so within their own country, like here in Warnemünde, is a first step towards a new travel normality. The consequences of the coronavirus crisis are visible everywhere, on the beach, in restaurants and hotels. But despite the restrictions, I was able to enjoy my trip. And the best thing is that traveling is possible again. On that note, bye-bye, see you next time.